Everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Myself, Vaibhav. In today's session of Visual JForex, we will be continuing our algorithmic development using the indicator DeMark Sequential. This is the second part. So now we head to the Visual JForex board, which has been developed by the Dukascopy Bank SA. In the last session, we had carried out this instrument subscription. Afterward, the position amount was defined at 0. These TDS blocks of the varying candle periods have been added. First one is 4 hours. These two are of 15 minutes each. And to look at the price action data, we are also taking the help of this get historical candle. This one is 4 hours, whereas the second is of 15 minutes, and these two are of 10 seconds each. These two and these two 15 minutes. Okay, so this was what we had constructed in the last session. Now, as we get started, I will give you a brief refresher of what the logic is for the execution of the trade. In this session, our focus is going to be on completion of the buy side of the algorithm, and the logic is quite simple. We want to be trading with the trend, and for that we are taking the help of the TDS to give us the formation where we will have the probability of ending the trade on a profitable note. For that, we will be looking to initiate the trade whenever the reversal happens in terms of price formation. When we see that on the lower time frame of 15 minutes, the TDS value jumps from one side to another, it changes from negative to positive. The output of the TDS is now 1 for the positive side, and in the penultimate 15 minutes it should have been on the negative side. So this kind of formation where we have the reversal after brief correction, we will be looking to initiate the buy trade. And on the larger time frame of the 4 hours, we will need the momentum to be bullish, and here the output of the last 4 hourly block of the TDS should be in the positive territory. Its output value should be on the positive side. And if you are not well familiar with the TDS, these values denoted in the blue color are positive, whereas these red colored numbers are considered negative, are negative values. And when we have the output value in positive territory, that is considered bullish. If it is in red, if it is in negative, that is considered bearish. So we are sticking with the classical interpretation of the TDS. So that's the logic is. And along with that, to make sure that the price action is also supportive of the output of the TDS, we will also consider the closing value and the opening value difference of the last 15 minutes. The closing value should be greater than the opening price of the last 15-minute candle, and the same should hold true for the 4 hourly candle period. Also, the last 4 hourly candle should have closed in green. That means its closing value should have been higher compared to the opening value. So these are the requirements of the get historical candle data. Now we head back to the Visual JForex board, where we will have to start adding the conditions for the execution of the trade. And idea is quite simple. The execution of this logical formation is also going to be simple. So let us get started. First thing we will have to do is get the if-else blocks, and for that all we need is to add these if blocks here and compare the first input and the second input. For the buy trade, we will want the output of the TDS of last 4 hours should be positive. So here this will be the requirement: first input greater than 0, first input greater than second input. Okay, after that we consider the 15-minute DeMark sequential formation, where we will need the last 15-minute output to be greater than 0. It should be positive value. which can be anything starting from 1, should be greater than 0. Okay, so first input greater than second input, and in the penultimate 15 minutes, just the 15-minute candle prior to the last 15-minute candle, the negative should have been greater than 0. The output should have been in negative territory. So we will need here also the same case, first input greater than second input. Only thing is that earlier the value was positive 16. Now we are considering negative 17. And then we also have to consider the price action data. So for that, we will have to use the gate historical candle formation. I will line this up on the lower side. Component, logical components, multiple action, and here. Okay. Now coming back to the price action data, we want the last 4-hourly candle to have closed higher than its opening price. So we will take candle 18 candle close and compare it to the candle 18 candle open. In this case, it should be first input greater than second input. And same thing we will have to do with these two 15-minute candles also, candle 19 and candle 20. So we take candle 19 candle close and compare it to candle 19 candle open. Here also the requirement is going to be the same. First input greater than second input. Okay. And the 15-minute candle prior to the candle 19, it could have gone anyway, so we will not consider it. And after that, we consider the candle 21, candle 22, and we will compare the closing values with the candle 19, which is the last 15-minute candle. As soon as price starts to rise above the last 15-minute candle, we want to initiate the trade. So we will have to take candle 19 candle close as the common input. Candle 19 candle close. And here candle 21 and candle 22nd will be compared. So we take candle 21 candle close, and in this case first input should be greater than second input. while in case of candle 20-second candle close, we will need the first input to be less than second input, and after that we bring in the trade command block, trading component, which is going to be open at market, in this case first input less than second input. And now we arrange this on the lower side, and after that we will define the parameters for the trade command block. Coming to the defining of the parameters for open at market, this is going to be the buy trade, so it remains buy. Default instrument is USD JPY. Trade amount I will change to 0.1 million. Slippage 2 pips. And then comes the question of defining the stop loss and the take profit. I think we should make the stop loss and target price dynamic this time around. So what we will do, we will consider the last 15 minutes candle's price moves, and we will take its range, the difference between its high and the low, and that will be our stop loss, as we will be using it as the scalping strategy. So I think the range should be good enough, or you can even take the multiple, you can make it twice or accordingly as per your choice. For example, I will simply take the difference between the candle 18's candle high and the candle low. Okay, so we candle 19, not candle 18. Candle 18 is 4-hourly candle, so for that we need to add one more mathematical component, calculation expression. Actually we are going to need a couple of these, as we will have to again convert the result we obtain into integer data type. So for that we are going to need a couple of these calculation expression blocks. Candle high and the low, A1 minus A2. Result of the calculation will be named SLD. Okay, now we have to convert it into integer data type. So for that I will have to take it and multiply it with 10 raised to the power 2, as USD JPY has 2 decimal points. So the pip conversion factor will have to be defined. I will name it PCF. It will have the value of 100. Okay, so whatever is the difference in terms of pip, it will be converted into the integer. Okay, so this will be A1 into A2. and this output value needs to be in integer data type, so I will not define it there. Instead, we will create the variable here. It will be named VSL, and I will assign it to the result of the calculation. Okay, and same thing we will do for the take profit. Since we are working with the dynamic formation, I think going with a combination of 1:2 for stop loss and take profit should be good enough. So we simply multiply the stop loss by 2 to arrive at the take profit level. I will create the variable here, and we take one more calculation expression and multiply it with a new variable with the start value of 2. So this is going to be A1 into A2 and this will be signed. So with this, we have defined the parameters for this trade command block of the buy trade. And as I see, our buy side is also complete. So for the day, we stop here. I hope you have been able to understand the logical as well as the execution part of this algorithm so far, where we have finished the buy side, and in the subsequent session, we will be dealing with the sell side formation. So that's it from my side for the day. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, you can write to me in the feedback section, and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Also, for further research on the market developments, you can check out the Dukascopy Analytics page, for which the link has been provided in the bio. And we are also available on the Facebook. Do reach out to us there. If you haven't started to trade, you can check out the JForex platform, which offers an excellent trading environment, the low cost trading environment. So thank you all for joining in. See you next time. Till then, goodbye.